In the unlikely event that you find yourself the victim of a home invasion, we are urging citizens not to take matters into their own hands. While we don't want homeowners to feel powerless, we urge you to call 911 and do everything you can to keep yourself and loved ones safe until police arrive, and be the best witness possible. This could mean locking yourself in a room away from the perpetrators, hiding, fleeing the home, but don't engage unless absolutely necessary.
I have proof right here that the Liberals have known since 2023, almost exactly 2 years ago, that the United Nations said that the temporary foreign worker program in Canada was contemporary forms of slavery. Okay, so we're talking about that and much, much more on today's episode of the Freedom Pines. I'm your host, Jamie B. This is where we discuss and debrief pop culture, politics, and internet culture from an independent perspective. And if that interests you, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's get into today's video, shall we? So my proof is that this is the United Nations own website, and this was from 2023. So yeah, they call it contemporary forms of slavery. And so I don't know about you guys, but maybe a program that has been called a contemporary form of slavery in Canada should be shut down until further notice. And maybe this should have happened in 2023. I don't know. I'm just, I'm not an expert, nor am I a politician, but this would have been a no-brainer 2 whole years ago, okay? And thus, we have seen more accidents because these people are being exploited to drive extremely dangerous trucks on our roads, okay? And I personally don't buy into us being racist about being annoyed over language barriers, because when I go to Quebec, I am equally as annoyed because I do not speak French as I am when I'm in Ontario and I go to every single store and I do not understand. Because here's the thing, Canadians are kind. We do not mind if, every once in a while we run into someone who has a language barrier. We know that they're learning a second language and we can appreciate how hard that is. But you guys have got to be kidding me if you guys think that it's normal to have an entire society just not understand each other. A whole country just not understand each other. Do you not think that that would be a little bit frustrating? And I will say that there have been instances of people are like, oh, how does Tim Hortons get around this? They post it on a back alley website so that they have proof that they posted it and no one applied because nobody's seeing it. And that's when they post it on, the temporary foreign workers tab or whatever. And that is how allegedly they're getting around it. Now, the thing is that there is a settlement program, okay, with grants and contribution. So people who say that these people don't get money, it says that the eligible expenditures are gross salaries, wages, related benefits, training and professional development, travel, delivery assistance tools, and other assisted costs of textbooks and other instructional material, cost-related research, costs related to conferences, workshops, publicity costs, right, and lots of different other things. But it's funny because these websites will tell you that they don't cover any cost, but even according to government, they do. But if anybody wants to read over, I can link this and let me know in the comments if I'm getting something wrong here. Yeah, I don't know. But it even talks about integration on this page. But anyways. And then we're going to talk about the crime situation, because are you guys kidding me? I do not know how we live in a country where we are literally coddling criminals, okay? Where police chiefs come out and say, hey, if your house is being invaded, just please let it happen. Don't do or say anything, just capitulate, just like we do with Trump. Please just let it happen. I would like to say no, respectfully. And if somebody breaks into my home, you guys will not know about it. The police will not know about it. So when he gets up there and says, please don't call the police because they're not going to do anything. You know that in Canada, you're probably more likely for defending, like more likely to be in trouble for defending yourself than the burglar actually coming into your home and assaulting you. We live in such a backwards country because of this let's be kind, let's have DEI and include criminals in that, okay? That doesn't make any sense. They have literally made me want penalties for crime that I never even thought of before, okay? Like I said, not only can we not defend ourselves in our home, like we're not barely allowed to have pew-pews, we're not allowed to defend ourselves. If we call the cops, if we're lucky enough that they'll actually come, you know, we run the risk of getting in trouble when that happens if we have done something like, I don't know, self-defense. You realize it ruins people's lives, right, when they steal a car? And some of us do anything and everything just to have that one brand new car. Brand new to us, and that if it ever got stolen, I would lose my mind on that person if I caught them. I just don't understand what this government, you know, it must be nice for liberals to sit behind their extremely, you know, extremely nice homes and have security even when people are coming to their homes. It must be nice to be them. Because I don't know, Anita, do you really think that the crime is low? I know Sean Avery doesn't live in the same spot that you do when you have people coming to your house, but, you know, what do you guys think about crime? Do you think this is acceptable behavior? I'm just wondering. Okay. Because Canadians are asked to put themselves on the line as a sacrificial lamb, and for what? And for what? What do we get in return? You know, we paid a bunch of taxes, but we knew that if we went to the ER, we would be saved and we wouldn't have to pay a thing. Now, we don't know if we will be saved because nurses every single night in Ontario are making the decision of who gets to live and who gets to be unalived by not getting care. So not only can we not rely on our hospitals, we also cannot rely on our police force. And what does that mean? What does that mean? We can't rely on the justice system? What does that mean? What kind of country do we live in when we cannot rely on our justice system? You guys tell me. I don't know. And by the way, these two problems directly from diversity, equity, and inclusion. So, you know, people are like, well, you know, immigration's not the entire issue. No, you're right. You guys have done a lot of things to make sure that houses don't get built, to make sure that we have as many people in the country, to make sure that you do not act on crime so people know that they can just come here and do whatever you want. You're right. We know it's not just immigration. It's literally a collective set of policies that you guys have put through that have been half-assed and look good on paper, but are actually destroying our country. Okay, and they all tie back to those three little words: diversity, equity, and inclusion. I'm just so tired of this. Okay, and I will say that the left is super heated right now because MarkCarney, CBC reported that MarkCarney was having the leader of the Heritage Foundation, who invented the Project 2025, was supposedly supposed to come to MarkCarney's cabinet meeting on Thursday, but now that's been canceled. That is why I look very rough right now, because I had to come back from town to make this video, to remake this video, because I didn't want to put out a bunch of misinformation like the CBC did. And then they keep quoting Jagmeet Singh, which, guys, if you watch my video and you're on the left and you quote Jagmeet Singh, the never trust a liberal, he literally sacrificed the NDP to make sure that MarkCarney would win, and then one day before the election says, never trust a liberal. Please realize that we were not racist towards Jagmeet Singh. We just didn't like Jagmeet Singh because he sold you guys out to the liberals. Never trust a liberal. So why did he have a coalition for so long with the liberals? Yeah, never trust a liberal, never trust the NDP either, okay? And to sum up today's video, I just want to say, if you're on the left and you support this program, can you explain why you would support something that looks like modern day slavery? Number one. Number two, if you come to my home and try to break in, just understand we have a lot of pent-up anger towards our government, okay? Because a few years ago, they took away our daycares, our schools, and then forced us to take something we thought we paid into, okay? And now they're back charging us. So not only am I mad at the government now, but so is my husband, okay? So I'm just saying, okay? I don't have a garlic press on my bedside table for nothing, okay? And number three, we told you so. Hello, we told you so. You know what should have gave away that MarkCarney was a villain? That he's you guys hate millionaires? Don't vote for a millionaire, okay? Hold the NDP accountable for what they did. Figure out a process so that can't happen again, okay? And so that's my video for today, okay? I had to remake it because of CBC putting out that article and me talking about it, but I wanted to change it up because then I heard Toronto or whoever it was, that chief of police saying that we should just, you know, not defend ourselves when someone breaks into our house, which makes absolutely no sense because they won't do anything about it either. So what does that leave Canadians? Like literally just, they might as well be spitting in our faces. Or tell, you know, and MAID is 1 in every 20 deaths. I can't. Okay. Anyways, guys, you have a good day and night, and I'm out of here. I need to go garden or something because I'm heated. Okay.